I want to start off by saying that I don't like the term alpha male. For those of you who don't know what an alpha male is, it stems from the animal kingdom. Animals that tend to stay in groups such as wolves, gorillas, and lions have a single member of the group who's the one in charge. He's the one that calls the shots. He gets to sleep with all the girls, he gets to eat the most, he's the strongest, toughest, and usually the biggest one in the group. The reason I don't like the term alpha male is because what it is in the animal kingdom is a bit different from what it is for us humans. I much prefer to use the term dominant male because this term basically sums up who the quote-unquote alpha males of our world are. Because unlike the animal kingdom, the most powerful and respected human in the room does not have to be the biggest, the strongest, or even the oldest. There have been short, skinny, young men and women who have led large groups of people, but what they did have was an extremely dominant personality. So for those of you who want to become the alpha male, you should actually be more interested in the idea of becoming a more dominant male. This brings up the question of, well, what exactly is a dominant person like? Well, someone who is dominant will go after what they want. For example, if they have a question, they'll ask it. If they have an opinion, they'll state it. If they see a girl they think is cute, they'll talk to her. If they see a potential business opportunity, they'll open up the conversation. If they have a goal, they'll chase after it very hard. The important thing to note is the fact that dominant people actively pursue whatever it is that they want. This is the one thing that separates the dominant people from the quote-unquote beta males in the room. The beta males have goals, they have wants, but they rarely ever make them public. For example, a beta male who likes a girl will hesitate to show her that he's interested. He'll wait and wait until the time is right and finally confess 6 months down the line. And most of the time the girl turns him down because the very fact that he waited this long just to muster up the courage is a very unattractive trait. So the question remains, well, how exactly can you become more dominant? Well, there's two things that you have to work on. Number one is to build confidence. Confidence is basically how much faith you have in your ability to accomplish something. The reason people have low levels of confidence is because they rarely ever win any battles. What do I mean by this? Are we going to war improvement pill? Well, no. Every single day, multiple times throughout the day, there are tiny little internal battles going on within us. For example, let's say that you're on a diet. You notice that you've been packing on some weight and you decided that it was about time you changed what you ate. Later that day, you're at your friend's house and he has a bowl of chips out in his living room. And suddenly you have a little battle within you. Should I eat those chips or should I resist and stick to my diet? Each time you win a tiny battle like this, your confidence goes a little bit higher. And each time you lose a battle, it drops. There are little battles like this waging dozens of times throughout the day. Should I meditate right now or should I just do it later? Should I go to the gym today, even though I don't feel like it? Should I read or should I just binge some Netflix? If you want to build your confidence, there's literally no better way than to win battle after battle after battle, which in turn will allow you to build new habits that make you feel better physically as well as mentally. And the very fact that you've been able to make such changes by winning all of these internal battles is the biggest boost of confidence I know of. Nothing drills the belief that you can get things done than winning these internal battles. And this is crucial for becoming a more dominant person. The second thing you need to have in order to become a more dominant person is to hold an incredibly strong frame. Now, frame is a pretty complicated concept, but essentially it's your ability to stay true to your beliefs despite the obstacle. I think the best way to help you understand what good frame is by giving you two examples. The first is someone who has weak frame. So let's say there's a guy named Jim. Jim's about to go to a party. He looks in the mirror and he tells himself, "Look man, you're awesome. You're gonna have a great time tonight." This is his frame. I am going to have a great time tonight. So he walks into the party and immediately someone spills a drink on him by accident. Jim is enraged and spends the rest of the night thinking about how much of a fool he looks like with a stained shirt on. This is an example of somebody who cannot hold their frame. Their world is shattered so easily that a simple little drink was able to ruin his entire night. For the second example, let's imagine that there's a guy named John. John, on the other hand, starts with the same exact frame. I am awesome and I'm gonna have an awesome time tonight. So John walks into the party and immediately he gets a drink spilled on him. The first thing he does is laugh out loud. Ho ho ho. He continues to have fun, and girls even question him about the huge stain on his shirt. Why do you have such a huge stain on your shirt? And each time he receives a comment like this, he comes up with a witty comeback like, that's because I never do my laundry. He continues to have fun, and although things did not go as planned, he still holds his frame. So hopefully now you have an idea of what holding frame is about. Now the question remains, how exactly do you learn to increase your ability to hold strong frame? One big factor is of course confidence, which we just talked about, because the more confident you are, the less likely you are to be thrown off course by a simple little obstacle. Another factor is actually linked to how present you are. People who are extremely present in the moment do not get sucked into a whirlpool of negative thoughts which eventually breaks your frame. They're able to see these events with clarity and see the humor behind it. I know you guys like to joke about how often I bring up meditation, blah 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 blah, but meditation is probably one of the best ways for you to increase your presence and learn how to hold stronger frame. If you want to learn more about meditation, I'll link to my meditation playlist that describes the benefits of meditation as well as how to go about doing it. Everyone wants to become the alpha male, but what you really should be chasing after is how to develop a more dominant personality. So remember guys, make sure you're winning those internal battles so you can boost your confidence and do your best to increase your presence so that you can hold stronger frame. That's all you need to become quote unquote more alpha.